Here's how they line up the whole grid. Kevin Hansen with Kevin Eriksson alongside him. Richard Goranson and Linus Lees on the second row. Patrick Flodin and Michaela Arlen-Kotolinski on the back. Kevin Eriksson, of course, has had some great fights, hasn't he, with Kevin Hansen?
Yeah, they're very closely matched. His son of Andreas Eriksson, who owns the 14, we've just seen with backward driving. So big shoes to fill, but he's been very quick all year so far in these cars. But Hansen, for me, is the one to beat. He's really impressed me this weekend, or so far this year, and I think he's going to be the one to beat.
Stood not 8 feet from us is Kenneth Hansen, a legend of rallycross. We can see him through the window on the side of our commentary box. He's leaning out, stopwatch in hand, ready to call the joker for his son. The crowd are on their feet. This is normally fantastic racing away from the line. Goranson got a great start, hooked up nicely on road 2, but there's nowhere to come through. Kevin Hansen gets into turn 1 first. Eriksson's up behind him, super sideways in the background. Oh, collected by Goranson and spun around. But let's see where the loading is up. Goranson goes straight to the joker. Hansen in the lead, and Eriksson right up behind him. Flodin, I think, is in third.
That's a great start by Hansen's reactions. Have been spot on so far this weekend. I've been keeping an eye. He actually said just before, before the semi-finals of watch my start, so he's actually very confident it's going to be good. And they look like they've got the car hooked up really well. They're very evenly matched. There's only a few things you can change for driver preference in these cars, and he looks like he's just really at one with the car.
You said that they'd done something quite specific to the car, and he confirmed it, didn't he?
Well, to me, when they do his practice start, the car looks a bit stiffer, and I think that he confirmed that they do really quite stiffer, so you need it soft in certain areas for the dirt sections and the big landfields, but it's always a compromise because there's more time on this dirt.
That is a four-wheel drive. They weigh about 1,100 kilos, 310 horsepower. You've got about twice that horsepower in a supercar. You can't go sideways in these in quite the same way. We said if they want to be quick, they're really tiny.
You have to be really neat and tidy. Now, you just watch Hansen, a little bit of oversteer coming out. You can't come out with the amount of oversteer no matter what they do in a supercar. You just haven't got the horsepower to pull off. So in extreme, it's like driving a go-kart. You need to get the lock out of the car as much as possible to keep the momentum, and much more momentum based than the supercar.
Kevin Hansen planning on spending, I think, 3 years in these cars before a possible move to supercar. That's what he's been told by his dad.
I think he's working on his dad to get him in there soon.
Yeah,
I'm really so keen at the minute.
When they've got a couple of supercars there, it's difficult. He's only young. I think he's 16 years old. Of course, he couldn't race until Kuala in Finland because he wasn't old enough. He was old enough to race lights in Sweden, but not in Rallycross RX. This, of course, is a cup. It's not a full championship. It's the RXLites Cup for this year, supporting various rounds of the World and European Rallycross Championship. Hansen and Eriksson absolutely tied together. One of them, Andrew, has got to take a joker before the other. I mean, surely Eriksson at some point's got to go on going.
Well, I think Eriksson, Goranson's the first car. He's in 4th place. He's the first one to take the joker. He got held up a little bit with all the action that went on the first corner and was then forced to the joker. So if I was Eriksson, I'd be going now because he's got enough space to get out from Goranson on the first car. I think he needs to be careful of that. He doesn't come out too close to Flodin in 3rd and get held up.
Will Eriksson go for his joker or not? Kevin Hansen still leading. I think Kevin's gapped him just by 3 or 4 car lengths. Eriksson though decides to take the standard lap again on that 4 out of 6. You're seeing on the right-hand side the supercar pre-grid. So that's Petter. Door open. Kevin Eriksson back.
Actually took 3/10 out of Hansen on that lap then, so I am quite surprised he didn't go to the joker because he's obviously got some great car speed. Have they saved their tyres a little bit differently in a different strategy than Hansen? It's going to be hard for to overtake if he doesn't take joker.
On the right-hand side, Petter Solberg has some real problems. Real problems. At the bottom of the screen, you can see some of the social media messages coming through from you guys at home watching. But Petter, real problems. He's not going to miss another final. Is he? Petter Solberg with some emergency re-prep on his car just prior to the final. You have to understand they've got 10 minutes to re-prep these things and get them back out for battle again in the supercar final. A bit of fuel, really looks better, maybe choose your best tyres. Eriksson goes to the joker lap. Hansen carries on the standard lap. Where's he going to come out?
He's going to come out in 2nd. Goranson's been held up by Flodin in there. He's got past him now. But they were exactly, Hansen and Eriksson did exactly the same lap time. Just a couple of thousand apart from the last one. So I think this is going to, if Hansen keeps nice and clean and tidy, no mistakes, I think he's got this one.
How hard is it when you've got to go into the joker? You've got to get it absolutely bang on. Petter having jet wash at the front. Okay, so possibly the intercooler full of dirt then.
Yeah, they're in the radiator from the back, so the intercooler.
So trying to clear out the front of the car for Petter. So they can get that done. They're up in the wash area. They're a bit to refuel, I think, already. Rear window missing from Petter's car as well. Possibly some downward clicks then. Andrew changing some settings maybe.
It could be. Sorry, going back to this, Eriksson's about 2.9 behind.
It's going to be tight. It's going to be so really tight. Who's going to get it? Hansen comes out. Eriksson's alongside him. Eriksson's got it. Oh, Hansen back alongside him. Eriksson's on the inside of him. Hansen's getting on the inside of the left-hander. Brilliant back. Ericsson there, a little bit naughty, but he comes round. He's going to take the checkered flag. We'll see where he stands later on. Ericsson over the line, Hansen behind him. Göransson in third. Ericsson celebrates, but maybe a little bit naughty on the last lap. We'll see from his reaction, I suppose, when they might get a quick interview with him. I don't know whether we'll see that because we're getting ready for the Supercar final. The lights heading off the circuit. All the action saved really for the last lap there, but let's have a look, Andrew.
See, Hansen got a good start. Göransson in the grey car on the inside just gets collecting over the black car. It's forced him to the joke lap, so that's where his time was lost. But it was really between Hansen and Ericsson, close all the way through. Little 10th here and there between the two of them. It's just a shame it ended that way at the end of the race. You see now, Hansen's coming out the joke lap. There's contact as they rejoin, and we finish there, and Ericsson gets the win. I'm going to be interested to see if he keeps that. I'm sure the Hansons will be talking to the stewards about it, I would think.
That's how the results stand as we know at the moment. Kevin Ericsson from Hansen, Göransson, Flodin, Arlen Koplinski and Lace.